Around where is it, 639. So this stock can pop if it breaks through this overall area, but we want to get it on the bottom of that the bottom of the trend line. So let's look for if it comes back down towards around 635ish or so. Break of 650, the stock could take off very, very fast and very significantly. And honestly, we would shoot big on this play. It would run up towards around $7 for sure. So GNK. So let's keep our eyes on GNK right here. It's right at 635-ish right now. So let's see if it can pop back up above 650 to get that overall nice big pop and that nice big rip. And look at this, guys. Just as we did that, we are starting to get a nice big pop right back on up. Just as we did that, we are starting to get that nice big pop back on up. And this is where we could see a lot of action come through. So we might have missed that little first time play right here. But now we are getting a little bit more activity starting to come on up. And the stock is getting a lot more hot as it comes up on top of the U-shaped breakout pattern right here. Basically getting formed this ascending triangle play. So some good activity coming through this play right here, and we could see a nice pop up towards $7. Again, this is ascending triangle breakout pattern. Ascending triangle breakout pattern. We're in at a very nice area right at that overall trend line right here. We could easily spike up towards $7 on GNK, guys. So we are starting to get a little bit of a pop. We are trying to come up towards around 675. We are holding the trend line ascending triangle breakout pattern at the moment. Some good activity starting to come through a little bit. So again, buying right at the bottom of that overall trend line. Buying right at the bottom of that overall trend line. We talked about trend line trading. And we are just looking for that nice overall pop and that nice next rip and that next big leg on up. So coming on up right now, we do have GNK on its possible second leg on up. This play does have a ton of overall potential for sure, guys. This play does have a ton of overall potential. You can see how quick it moves, how fast it moves. We're at a very tough resistance line right along 650. That 650, 660 mark. If we break that, though, we should get a big time rip again. If we break that, we should get a big time rip again. If we break that very tough, 655-ish area, 650-ish area. Right now, we might come back down towards around that 640-ish mark. Again, we are looking for that pop back on up. We are just holding this overall trend line. Holding the overall trend line right now. Back down towards that 640. So we are testing this overall, we're testing this overall line again. Testing the overall trend line at the moment. 10-cent spread at the moment. We're trying to get a little bit of consolidation right here, and we're probably going to go, sideways for a little bit, and then maybe get that nice pop. I definitely want to see it because I definitely want to try to get that big home run hit today for sure. And we could definitely possibly see that in the next few seconds. All we have to do is break 660. We break 660, we should easily see that high of the day, 675. But you could see 660 has been getting held up a few times. And we are back over the 650s right now, which is good. But we need to break that 660 mark. Come on, here's 660. Get a break right here. Come on. So what I really want to see, here's 660 again. Let's get that move. One guy left at 660. Let's take him out. Two guys at 660. Big green candle coming on in. So we're right next to these areas. We just need to take out that 660 loser, whoever that is. And then we'll be good. Here it is, guys. 660. One guy. There's that break. That's what I wanted to see. There's that break up to 675. That's what I wanted to see. Finally, we got that break. Here's $7, guys. Launch off. Boom. This is what I definitely wanted to see. And we are taking off now, guys, on GNK. Exactly the way I planned. Exactly the way I wanted this stock. Ascending triangle breakout pattern. Nice play. So great job right here. Let this ride on out, guys. Enjoy it. And this should be running up towards around 725-ish coming up. So great job. Ascending triangle breakout pattern. BEA. Beautiful. To get that nice overall pop and that nice overall rip on GNK. So there it goes, guys. Let's go. That is predictable trading. That is the one play I was waiting for. So the absolute bottom, is that 660-ish area. which it might fizzle down to, you know, that 660-ish area, which it might fizzle down to, but then we should get some nice bounces from there. So I would honestly, you know, continue to hold this GNK. You know, this is the bottom of the overall channel, and we're probably going to work our way into a channel and slowly make our way on up. But in this area, but it's right at 660. But this was the past area on the chart where it had a lot of overall trouble. Remember, it could not break this overall mark right here. And this is where it should, this is past chart history resistance. Old resistance should hold up as new support, and we should see this back up, you know, up towards around that $7 mark in the near future. Nice run up. It started forming this overall triangle being formed. The stock was getting squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter. That's when we had our 635 buy alert. It was riding right on this overall trend line. Anything below this would indicate it was be bearish. So got right at 635, came up to 660, couldn't break. Came up to 660, couldn't break. Came up to 660, couldn't break. Finally, the stock got squeezed so tight, as you guys could see. Finally, we got that launch. We got that nice big run. We got that nice big rip. 660 all the way on up towards around 760 for a nice overall high of the day. About $1 rip right there, even after getting halted another time right at 735. But really what I want you guys to understand is this ascending triangle breakout pattern right here, and how effective it is, how reliable it is, and how much these occur in the market. A lot of these times I show you guys our breakout patterns, and you think maybe they happen once a month. They happen daily, guys, and if you guys can find them and you guys can spot them out, especially on the top gainers, on the high volume rippers, you will make very predictable, very easy money. Profitable trading is predictable trading, guys. You want to be profitable in the market, find predictable setups, and you will nail it over and over and over again. So GNK, we were basically just waiting for that 660 mark to break. The more we tested it, 660, the stronger we got, the stronger it got, the stronger it got. So when we break it, that's when we're going to get the bigger kind of explosion. And we could see a possible big time shorting opportunity, guys, coming on up. So guys, let's put this on short alert, honestly, right here. Short alert going on up. Let's go for 770 short alert GNK. If you can get in all the way down to 730, watch this crash. Short alert. So it's trying to hold up right here. Let's see what's going to happen right on this area. So right at this area right now, that we could definitely see a big time short if this stock starts falling. So we have short alert, honestly, at the moment, and we'll see if we get that big time crack. We have a little bit of activity. Let's see if we get this big time crack. Currently GNK, let's look on the RSI. The RSI can be found on www.stockcharts.com. 78 on the RSI. So we are considered overbought at the moment. Not by much, but we are considered overbought. The 200-day moving average is all the way down at 676. 676 is the 200-day moving average on this play currently. Cracks this trend line, we could definitely see that happen, but we need this to basically go right underneath this trend line. It has had a couple pops so far, and it has continued to move on up. But that one big dump, guys, could be coming on up, so be on high alert. There's 765, 762. We are going to start getting some selling coming through on this overall play right here. So we'll see what's going to happen in the next few moments. If we see that the 50s, you know, 759, that would be a big game changer, a big momentum shift, seeing that get into the 50s. Right now we are a little low on volume. Switch to the 1 minute time frame real quick. Guys, head and shoulders pattern on the 1 minute chart. That is a great sign that the stock is going to collapse. That's a great sign that the stock is going to collapse on the 1 minute right here. We have shoulder, head, shoulder. That's a very good sign. That usually means a nice overall collapse coming on up. So head and shoulders right here on the 1 minute. And we need this stock to basically fall underneath 760. That is where we'd see, you know, a nice little dump right now. So GNK, we are just keeping our eyes peeled on this play right here. Head and shoulders pattern, which is a very nice overall pattern for shorting, because usually we get our nice cracks right here. And there's that little crack right there. Here's a little bit of a start of the crack. 757 we got to so far. There's a little bit of a crack. 754, 751. Here comes the dump, team. So here comes the start of that crack moving on down. Head and shoulders pattern on the 1 minute. Back down to 746 at the moment, 743. Here's that crack we like to see. So very, very nice, guys, on this overall crack. Waiting for that overall 760 mark to break. And we could really see the stock falling down a ton in the near future. And here we go. Now we're starting to spice things up a little bit. Let's see this crack. Down to 728 so far. So here's that nice little crack we got. Look at this, guys. The collapse. The collapse is on. We have $7 crack right there, all the way down towards 690. Sixth alert on GNK right now. They all have been long because they all have been on holding this trend line. We had 6 alerts so far. They all have been holding this overall trend line. And now they are continuing to fall underneath this trend line, and this is where this thing is going to absolutely collapse and just head all the way back on down just because of this trend line breaking. So right when that trend line breaks, we've already fallen 70 cents so far. Very nice. Let's see how far we can get this. If it cracks underneath $7, where is this stock going to most likely stop at, guys? Most likely the stock is going to stop at 660. A 660 is where the stock is going to most likely close at, or come all the way down to 660 is probably where it's going to do it, because that is where we found support all day. Remember that, guys, earlier today? 660 was that overall area where the stock has found support over and over and over again. So that's probably where the stock is going to come back down to, or around that area, before it finds some level of support. But very, very nice. Congrats, guys. So we do have GNK starting to even fall off a little bit more as well. That is all because of the simple trend line crack right there that has just led to easy shorting. Look at the stock fall all the way back on down, 627.